Good morning, good evening to everyone. All of you to place, sit straight. Place the hands together in Atmanjali Mudra, where normally. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Chavaityakinam Yopakarottam Paravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankhachakrasidarinam Sasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Harihi Om. Bow the head in the direction of the heart. Place the hands on the thighs. Gradually lift the head, open the eyes. Now, take two bolsters, and you're going to place the bolsters horizontal wise and parallel to each other. Let a little space, 4 fingers, between one bolster and the other. And place the blanket like format Sarvangasana. You are folding longwise once. So it's long format and it's like the shape of the bolster. You are going to place on the top of the bolster that you are going to use for the head, letting a little space between the bolster and the blanket. In this space, there are going to be the shoulders, and in the blanket, is going to be the head and the neck. You're going to fold other two blankets in the same way. It's always format Sarvangasana longwise. And you're going to place these blankets with the narrow part close to the bolster. These two blankets are going to support the sacrum and the feet, as you're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana now. So you are creating a platform, particularly if your bolsters are thick and hard. If your bolsters are soft, so the platform is not needed. So the point is you should be able to extend the sacrum to the feet and feel softness in the lower back and in the abdomen. So if the bolsters are soft, also without platform, you have that condition. But if the bolsters are hard, you have tilt in the hips, so you have tension there. And when you have tension in the lower back, so kidneys, abdomen, you're going to have tension in the throat and in the thyroid as well. So you need always to take under consideration this all the time, because sometimes you are taking care about the position of the hips, lower back, and abdomen, and then you don't understand the connection with the thyroid, but these parts are connected. So always, first of all, you need to create softness and stability in the lower part of the body. Hips position as such, the kidneys and abdominal area are soft, are going to be soft. So 2 bricks to support your thighs. Also, this is important because the position of the thighs that are not going too much far down help to create softness in the groins, stability in the hips position. So again, is helping to create softness in the lower back abdominal area. As such, the upper part, like throat, tongue, organs of perception and brain can soften as well. Now, in this case particularly, to give some help, support to create softness in the thyroid. So you are going to sit on the support and you're going to place 2 cross belts. So the belts are going to be placed, I'm turning just to show you in case it's not clear. Otherwise, So the belt is going to be placed in this way. You're going to place the belt from one knee, and then you're going to place the belt on both the feet. So when you tie the belt, for example, on the right side, you block the belt between the right hip and the left ankle. So you're tightening the belt crosswise like this, and then the other belt in the other position opposite. So from the knee, both the feet, the belt is going beyond both the feet. But then when you tie the belt is on the groin and opposite foot. So belt crossed. So be careful that the belt are tight in the same way, not one more tight than the other, not too loose, but neither too tight, because if you feel that you start to feel tension in the groins, so you cannot create the condition in the other diaphragm of the body that I explained before. So you're going to place the hands on the bricks or on the bolster, extend the sacrum on the platform or on the floor if the platform is not needed. Be careful that you're not going too much away from the bolster with your sacrum, because otherwise you don't have the space for the arms. Then, I mean, you feel that you cannot release the arms in the space if your sacrum is going too much to the feet. So you extend the sacrum, so the hips is just out from the bolster, but the rest of the body is on the top of the bolster, the shoulders and the neck and head on the other bolster, and the arms only on the space. If your spine is particularly long, you can have the sacrum and part of the lower spine on the floor. But otherwise, as I said, hips out from the bolster, lower back, and part of the chest on the first bolster, arms on the space, shoulders on the bolster on the space without blanket, and the blanket that is on the top of the first bolster and the one underneath the head. So the blanket there is supporting completely the neck and the head. So you should have the forehead higher than the chin, and then normal breath. Something that another thing is important to consider when there is a general problem in the thyroid, the area become in the throat hard. There is tension there. And this create also another condition. The muscle on the pectoral area become hard, and also the muscle on the upper part of the back become hard. So the shoulders have the tendency to resist a little forward. So when you have, in general, thyroid problem, you need also to be careful to create mobility in the shoulders and to create mobility in the upper thoracic spine. Normal breath. The position of the blanket should be such that the forehead is higher than the chin, but still more specifically, the throat soft as much as possible. So if one blanket like that is not enough to create that condition of forehead higher than the chin, and particularly to create softness as much as possible on the throat, you can place more blankets. One, the format Sarvangasana folded, as I said, and then another one. So one is supporting your neck, and the other is supporting the base of the skull. So you are placing the two blankets staggered like stairs in such a way that you have more support for the neck and head. You can have 2-3 blankets like that, normal breath, or just one as I showed you. It's very important that you are staying in the pose. It's not enough that you are doing 1 minute and then out. So it's important that you are staying there 6-7 minutes. So you are starting to have organic effect after 7 minutes of practice. Or better, 7 minutes staying without moving the pose on the support. Before is just letting go tension in the muscles. Then when you are going about the 6-7 minutes, you start to feel effect in the organs, in the organs. In this case, As the abdomen starts to soften, then gradually you can feel this feeling also in the throat. So where thyroid is. And if you have always constant tension there in the throat and then you still don't feel softness, at least create a support setup as such, you feel at least a little lighter than usually. And then gradually with the practice of the whole sequence, you will feel that gradually that area is starting to soften more and more. Or at least you have support of the area in such a way that you feel relief. You feel a little better. Sometimes you feel the effect already after the few asanas, or at least during the sequence or after the sequence. Sometimes you need to practice the sequence for some time before to feel some difference in the parts, because your sensitivity is still not there. So you need to build it up. Or the tension is so much in several parts of the body that one session of practice is not enough. You need to practice for some time to really create some changements. Normal breath. Also, how you are breathing is important. So you need to breathe smooth from the surface of the nostrils, no sound. If you are creating tension in the throat to breathe and you create sound, it's already creating stress in the part. So normal breath from the nostrils. Gradually that you are there, you should feel naturally that the breath becomes smooth. And if it's not becoming smooth, be focused that your breath by your willpower is slow down and at least is not creating sounds that are not desirable, wished. Be careful also, your lower jaw is soft, you don't have tension, you are not squeezing the teeth. Also, that condition that the muscles all around the lower jaw release help to create softness in the throat area and the thyroid area. The tongue as well soft, don't push with the tongue anywhere. The tongue should release, sit on the lower palate, on the lower part of the mouth. And then gradually come up. With your legs, and then remove the belts, remove the bricks, and turn to the side and then gradually come up. Now, Supta Virasana, and you're placing the bolsters longwise. So one bolster down, the other bolster on the top, and the two bricks to support the tip of the bolster that is up. And one blanket for the head, or more than one if needed, compact. So folded for Matsabhangasana, narrow side once, and then one more. And then you're placing on the top of the bolster. So if you need two blankets, for example, and you would like to place the blankets or in the same line or little staggered, this is what I meant before, also in Supta Baddha Konasana, that the two blankets, now exaggerating to show you, they are a little bit staggered. So it's like stairs to support better your neck and the skull. Okay. And now one blanket for the legs, open like format Sarvangasana. And you're going to place the blanket for your legs. So knees and shins in and the feet out. So you will have the maximum effect of the action of the legs. So one brick, the brick is going to be between the thighs. So your thighs are going to be parallel to each other, and you have more chance to create horizontal space in the lower back and in the abdomen, always the same criteria. Because when the abdomen releases, then you have more chance to release and spread also the area of the throat. Okay, so you're going to place the shins on the blanket, extend the calves with the help of your hands, moving the calves to the shin bones and then backward. Then sit on the tip of the bolster, move the skin from the kneecaps up, and now place the brick between the thighs, and now two belts. One belt you are going to place on the ankles area and hips. So the ankles cannot slide away. And the other belt in the opposite direction of the first, you're going to place in the middle point on shin and thighs. The buckles are in the center. Fine. And now you're going to Supta Virasana. So you're going to press hands down, squeeze the bolster with your feet, resist the feet and the shins down, rotate the thighs out, lift the tailbone, and then the first blanket, support the neck and the head. If you feel that you are fine like that, so nothing to do more. If you would like to have a little bit more support, but you don't need so thick blanket like the first one, you can open the blanket as you want. And you are just elevating little bit the base of the skull. See what I did? The first blanket is compact, the second blanket is open, and you are just creating a little step supporting the base of the skull. The first blanket compact, the round part support the neck, and the thin blanket support the base of the skull to create a little bit more elevation of the head, and so create a little bit more softness in the throat area. So you can try it. Also, if you are absolutely fine with the single blanket, with this little blanket underneath the back skull is nice. You feel that the area spread a little bit more of the throat. Okay, so outer feet down, outer shins down, and place the hands on the heels or on the heels and outer feet. So you are triggering the resistance of the feet and shins down with your hands. So when the feet work, you have the chance to work with the legs. Otherwise, if you're just lying down on the support, nothing really happened. So outer feet down, outer shins down, and rotate the thighs out. Femurs to the hips, tailbone up, and extend the sacrum to the knees. So the sacrum move to the knees and resisting the hands on the feet and shoulders away from the ears. Extend the side of the chest and the spine in the direction of the crown of the head. So you can create more extension from the pelvic floor to the upper abdomen. So you can feel extension in the throat area. Now move the arms in line with the head, Urdhva Baddhastasana, but catch the outer upper arms and move the outer upper arms up. If you're just placing the arms in line with that, then you collapse with the arms out. The back part of the body shrink. The muscle of the back collapse to the direction of the spine, and this is creating tension in the throat. Instead, when you move the arms to the elbows and rotate the arms outside up, you feel space in the back, so the muscles move away from the spine to the side of the chest, and you feel space in the front chest in the same way, and the throat can become softer. Notice the difference, the arms collapse, what happens in the neck and the throat. The neck becomes stuck and the throat becomes rigid. When you move the arms to the elbows, outer upper arms up, then you feel that the spine extends in the crown of the head. These don't feel stuck in the neck area. And then, particularly when the arms rotate outside up, as I said, the muscles of your back move away from the spine to the side of your chest. The back neck spread and the throat becomes softer, spread as well. Normal breath. So again, if your sitting bones are collapsing vertical wise on the bolster, you are going to have tension everywhere. So you need to lift the hips by the legs work and extend the sacrum to the knees. So everything can extend to the hips in the direction of the knees, the spine in the direction of the arms. And then the organs can soften too. So the arms and the legs work should be there. Change the cross of the arms smoothly. Still arms to the elbows out, upper arms up. Normal breath. Now move the arms to the side and rotate the arms outside down, and the shoulder blades move away from the ears and the inner shoulder blades to the back chest. In case you feel too much intensity in the chest, in the throat area, the arms can be also elevated, placing blankets underneath the hands, forearms, and elbows. Normal breath. Place the hands on the floor, and then feet, shins down, sitting bones down, chest and head up, and then remove the belts from the legs. Remove the brick, place the hands on the floor, Chaturanga, one leg straight to stabilize the kneecap and particularly the meniscus and the ligaments position. And then same other side. And then you can move. Fine. Now you're going to change the setup and you're going to cross the bolster. So one bolster is horizontal and the other bolster is on the top of it. So Viparita Dandasana cross bolster. And you're going to place two bricks underneath the part of the bolster that is going to be closer to the wall, exactly on the tip. So don't place the bricks completely in. So otherwise this, you see the bolster become kind of round on the top. Instead, you need to create a platform as such. The part of the bolster closer to the wall is up all the time. And the other part become kind of arched to create the round shape in your chest. So hips elevated and the chest that gradually become round with the head that is going in this point. So the head should be where my hand is and not out. Okay, it's too much stress in the throat and the neck when the head is completely hanging out. So the head should be in this part. Okay, so in case you have the tendency to feel pain in your back when you are creating also very gentle arch, you can lift the feet with foams or another bolster and keep close to blankets for the head. And now we are going to place the brick like before. So you're going to place the brick between the thighs and you're going to place the two belts, one on the hips area, hip joints area. That is to create space in the second lower back area and to keep it. Hip joints. And the other around the thighs. So you should trigger the inner rotation of the thighs with the first belt and with the second belt. So the belt is going to the opposite direction of the first one. Fine. If you have difficulty to move, then do this when you are close to the support. Okay, now it's important to understand the distance from the wall. As such, you can have the feet on the support and you can have as I said, can you see the head is supported? And now the blanket. If you feel fine, you can make some tries. So first, just place the blanket underneath the neck and then notice how you feel, supporting the neck and head. Or if you want to create the work that you did before, the second blanket is open and you are just placing it underneath the back scale, like the two blankets are staggered. Or perhaps you feel that also thin, like format Sarvangasana is too much. You would like to open the blanket, double the format Sarvangasana. So the support that you have underneath the scale is very thin. In this way, it should be good. Also, if usually you don't need, and then you place the first blanket and then the other blanket double the format Sarvangasana just on the back of your scalp. The head is still, the forehead lower than the chin now because it's Viparita Dandasana. It's smooth, the arch, but is there. So the tendency when you are doing backward extension is, as I said, to collapse completely out with the head, and then you have a lot of tension in the throat. When you have starting to have problem in the thyroid in every direction, hyper or hypo, the tendency is to feel tension in the area because it's working not enough or is working too much. You feel tension in the area. So what you should create is softness in the area. Okay, and first place the hands on the chest and then arms in on the top of the bolster. So the work that we are doing now is to create suppleness, softness, smoothness in the area. Is not really working or extreme hyper or hypo uh, clinical condition. So it's something general. Normal breath. Again, don't be just there, but be careful that your arms move to the elbows and create spacing the collarbones, upper shoulder blades, and then move the shoulder blades away from the ears. So you adjust the shoulder blades and trapezius position. So your back can spread, the chest can spread, become round, and you can have more space in the cervical area, and you can have more space and softness in the throat. Normal breath. The legs is important. The legs work is important. So inner heel, big toes to the wall. Keep little inner rotation of the legs. So the back part of the thighs spread, the second spread, the lower back spread. Outer feet to the thighs and thighs to the hips. So the tailbone lift and the second move to the front wall, like in Supta Virasana before. And the rest of the spine can extend to the head. The organs can extend to the head. You feel extension in the throat as well, from the root of the throat higher. Particularly when you inhale, you feel this extension from the pelvic floor to the upper throat. When you exhale, you feel that the organs, abdominal organs release backward, also the throat release backward. Now I'm straight like Urdhva Hastasana and thumb tips on the floor and arms to the shoulders, like no arms to the hands, arms to the shoulders, outer upper arms up. Now you want to create more round shape in the thoracic area and cervical area. So arms to the shoulders, outer upper arms up. Breathe. Then cross the arms to the shoulders, outer upper arms up. The outer upper arms up is important to create distance from the upper shoulder blades, so you feel space in the muscle of your back from the spine to the side of the chest. The front chest become round and the throat becomes soft or softer. Normal breath. Arms straight, thumbs down, thumb tips down, and arms to the shoulders, outer upper arms up. Inhale, exhale. Change the cross of the arms and arms to the shoulders, outer upper arms up. Normal breath. Arms straight, thumbs down. Now bend the elbows and move the hands on the chest, close to the abdomen, and arms to the bolster, horizontal bolsters. Arms on the horizontal bolster. Now bend the legs and then slide to the head and turn to the side. If you have difficulties to slide, remove first the blankets. Anyways, you're just moving gradually, but in one flow. Fine. Now from there, you need to go closer to the wall with the supports, because now you need to do Stubandha Sarvangasana. So everything is the same, but you need to have less distance, because now it's not the head here, but it's the thoracic spine. Okay, so in this point now you have the thoracic spine. So you need to go with the setup closer to the wall. And now the blanket is still there for the head, but now it's important to have the blankets three folded for the shoulders, two blankets. So one blanket, three folded. So thoracic spine in the tip of the bolster, the shoulders on the blanket. And as the support is high, you're going to have the second blanket as well, three folded for the shoulders. It can be an extra blanket that can be a little bit rolled between the neck and the back skull. So you're taking a third blanket that has to be adjusted. And as the hips is going to be higher now, you can have also more support for your feet. So you can place more blankets on for the feet. You can place more foams. You can place another bolster. So again, it's important, because if you have tension in the back and lower back, you cannot create softness in the throat. Okay, so elevate a little bit the feet compared before. Find out first the distance, if it's fine. Otherwise, before to place everything, you're going to first find out the distance. Okay, so place the brick back. I remove just because I should walk and take something, the blanket. But otherwise, it's everything's the same like before, same criteria. Okay, as I wanted to say, the blanket, you can roll a little bit. And the round part is facing up, and the flat part is facing down. So in this way, the round part is facing up for the blanket, and the flat part is facing down. So you roll only until you feel that you have a kind of traction in the head. You place a little bit the roll, and then you pull the blanket away, so you can create a little traction. If you feel the first blanket that you placed, like format Sarvangasana, is too thick, open it more. So you don't feel that as you press a second blanket, little rolled, then you feel that your head is too much far up. That is up to you as you feel better. The arms can be like 90 degrees corner, upper arms in line with the collarbones and forearms in line with the head, or if you feel that it's too intense, place the arms just in line with the collarbone. Or a little bit more down. But in general, in line with the collarbone is fine, at least like this, or as I said, kind of 90 degrees corner, or somewhere in the middle. So normal breath. and the legs, feet on the floor. And now you can remove the roll blanket for the head and then just slide to the head. Don't be in rush to lift. Just be there a little while. Start to release the belt in the hip point. Okay, and now turn to the side. And Charapanjarasana, you're going to place 2 bolsters for your head. Then 4 bricks. So you're going to support with the hard surface all the upper part of the chest. So the bricks are placed against the bolster in this way. 4 bricks vertical, they are against the bolster, the bolsters. And if the bolsters are not high enough, you are placing extra blanket until the forehead is higher than the chin. Now you don't need the support for the feet, but you need the support for the hips. So you can have the support that is made by blankets or foams to support the sacrum, and that support should be little lower than the chest position. So I will show you. So hips, chest, and then legs straight. If you need a blanket to elevate, or just to elevate a little bit the forehead, the back part of the skull with a blanket open, you can do like before. Or you can place a little higher as you feel that the throat is soft. And then move the arms down. If the arms are numb in this position and you feel pressure in the shoulders, so you need to place more blankets underneath the arms. I will show you, because it's important that you are doing it in case you feel tension. Otherwise, it's absolutely useless, the work. So you're folding blankets to support the arms, in case you feel that was too intense. And you need to support elbows and forearms. And if it's not enough, you're placing bolsters. In general, I suggest to use it because when there are people that have tension in the thyroid, as I said, the majority of the time there is the area of the chest that shrink, the shoulders become rigid, the neck become rigid, so they don't have the mobility to go with the arms down. They need bolsters for the arms, or they need blankets for the arms. Okay. So you can go now on the Charapanjarasana variation support. So when you are on the pose, you see the arms are fully supported, hands, forearms, elbows. If the elbows they are not touching, there is still tension in the arms. So you need to support enough. I placed, in my case, 2-3 folded blankets on one side and the other side. If it's not enough for you, place more or place bolster right and left. So the upper shoulder blade should be supported, not the lower shoulder blades. Otherwise, again, is useless. So if you were feeling good to have a little bit supported the back scale in the exactly points that you need, as exactly in the middle back part or a little bit higher. So use the blanket. Normal breath. The support is in line with the hip joints. Can be foams, can be folded blankets compact. Can be bolster plus folded blankets. Normal breath underneath the hips. Normal breath. Be careful the shoulder blades are kept away from the ears and the arms rotate outside down and the inner shoulder blades to the back chest. If the bolster is the two bolsters are not thick enough to have the forehead higher than the chin, so place the extra blankets and not only that blanket for the skull, but place more until the forehead is higher than the chin. And the throat is kind of soft. Normal breath. Now hands on the floor or on the blanket, bend the legs, turn, hips, body, head, and you're rolling mainly on the support that you have underneath the hips and what you have underneath the neck and head that are soft. So don't be on the bricks when you turn. Fine. And now everything is the same. So in case when you turn something felt, go back in the previous support. And now you are just placing 3 bricks. The 3 bricks are placed like this. One is on the center and the other 2 are beside. Okay, so the support before was completely wide for all the chest. Now is thoracic spine supported, shoulder blade supported. Little narrow. Little bit more narrow than before. Okay. and you are repeating in the same way. So the first support art was supporting all the upper chest, so was creating elevation in that part. So now, when you are placing the support more and more narrow, the chest can gradually release. If you were going straight on the narrow support, you were becoming harder, okay? And anyways, you need to be sensitive and feel how much you can tolerate, because now we are going to gradually remove support. But if you feel that some support is too much, is too narrow, so you are going back to the previous step. Okay, so it's the same, as I said, the brick in the center for the thoracic spine, and the other two bricks for the shoulder blades. So it's exactly the same work than before. And then notice if you need a blanket underneath the tip of the bicycle, or a little bit more, or you don't need it at all. Normal breath. So shoulder blades away from the ears, thoracic spine to the neck and to the head. The arms rotate outside down. The inner shoulder blades to the back chest. Inner heels, inner knees, inner thighs down. Spread the back thighs, second lower back. Outer feet to the thighs and thighs to the hips, tailbone up, second to the wall, and the spine to the head. Normal breath. So be careful that you are not becoming hard. Sometimes you are going to the hard surface, and then as a protection, you turn the shoulders to the ceiling, so your back become round. So it's just a waste of time. You need to be careful that you are moving the arms to the hands, moving the shoulder blades and the trapezius away from the ears. Inner shoulder blades a little bit to the back chest, and then gradually release on the support, giving the chance to the support to penetrate into your body, and don't try to go away from it. Normal breath. Now, hands down, bend the legs, turn to the side, and now the last step of this Sharapanjadasana, two bricks only. So you're going to place two bricks where the the bricks are together, but where the line of the middle part of the two bricks in the thoracic spine, and the two bricks are on the middle inner shoulder blades. Okay, so this is on the upper thoracic spine, and the two bricks on the inner middle shoulder blades. And we are not going more than this. Okay, so one more time, last time, Sharapanjarasana, legs apart. Then rotate the arms outside down. Be careful that the bricks are placed correctly, not more on the right or on the left, exactly. As I said, the space between the two bricks, also if the bricks are together, that middle line is against the spine, and the two bricks are exactly on the inner shoulder blades, middle shoulder blades. Normal breath. But if you notice the two bricks are too extreme, you feel tension, so go back to the three bricks. Normal breath, smooth breath. Hands on the floor on the support, bend the legs, turn to the side. Fine. And now you are removing the support. And you're doing a variation of Ardha Uttanasana. You need a chair and wall. For now, remove the other stuff. So place the chair, you need the handle in front. And it can be just a sticky mat, or it can be sticky mat plus blanket. It depends how tall you are, because you need to have the chin there. So you're going to place your sitting bones against the wall and the chin against the support and the hands on the legs of the chair. So it's similar to what you did before, moving the shoulder blades away from the ears and extend the sternum to the chin. You shouldn't become hard in the throat, but you should create a little extension in the front part of the throat. And the chin should be pulled little forward and up. So if you feel that the support is too high, you need to reduce the elevation. If you feel that the support is not supporting enough, so elevate more. If you support with more layers, you can feel that you can support all the lower jaw, chin and lower jaw, not the throat, but chin and lower jaw. So it's like it's like the effect of Sharapanjarasana. The thoracic spine should move little in, the shoulder blades should move away from the ears, and the inner shoulder blade should resist to the back chest. Your legs and hips are working like Upashraya Uttanasana. So your femurs move to the hips and the sitting bones to the wall and the spine forward. And the chin support with the right support. Normal inhale, normal exhale. Don't exaggerate, but you should feel extension in the throat area by the actions that I explained. Now, lift, change the chair position, place the bolster on it, and then you're doing the opposite. You are letting go the forehead on the support. So you are doing one movement, the neck in one direction, and then the movement of the head that is going down. So the forehead on the forearms, and the forearms on the bolster. Still Upashraya legs. Sitting bones to the wall and the shoulder, chest, and the spine forward. Rotate the arms outside down and create space in the back chest and front chest. So the back can become wide and the back neck become wide, the throat wide and soft. Forehead on the forearms, the area of the arch of the eyes, in line with the eyebrows against the forearms. Normal breath. Change the cross of the arms, normal breath. Then gradually come up. The head as last. Okay, and now you're going to do Bharadvajasana with a chair close to the wall. So you need two pieces of sticky mats because you're going to use a bolster. And so the handle is close to the wall. I mean, 4 fingers, 4 fingers from the wall. Then you're going to place the bolster on it, on the two pieces of sticky mats. So the bolster can go little to the wall, but cannot slide. And now it depends on the length of your spine. You're going to place blankets, compact format, so format Sarvangasana, fold narrow side, and you're going to place the blankets little diagonal, so against the wall and on the tip of the bolster, kind of diagonal wise, up to down. And after that, you're going to place the forehead there. Also, in this twist, you are going to create two walls, similarly as you did in the version of Uttanasana before. So you're going also to create lifting of the chin. So take a brick close to you. And now you're going to sit on the bolster and you're turning first to your right. So you're going to have the hips to the bolster and to the wall. So your hips, the bolster is moved more to the wall direction. The hips as much as possible inside the chair. The blanket little diagonal. And if 2 blankets are not enough, you're placing 3 blankets, but be careful that the bolster is kept to the wall. Otherwise, if the blankets are moving on between the wall and the bolster is the end. So you're going to place the left hand on the handle and the right hand on the wall. So if you feel tension in the throat, you need to be careful that the blankets are placed better. The forehead should just go forward a little bit. As such, the forehead can push against the blanket, but you shouldn't feel contraction or collapsing in the throat. You should feel freedom, space. So both the femurs to the hips, sitting bones down, squeeze the thighs to each other, sitting bones down and lift the spine. Then with the left hand, pull to the left, and with the right hand, push to the wall. Shoulder blades down, lift the spine more, and in every exhalation, turn the abdomen and the chest to the right with the forehead on the support. Now lift the forehead, take a brick, and place the brick against the bolster, little diagonal, in such a way you can resist with the chin against the ball, against the brick, and same twist like before. The blankets are disturbing, now remove. So the brick should support your lower jaw, shoulder blades down. Abdomen and the chest to right. Remove the brick. Repeat what you did before with the blankets, forehead support. Normal breath. Pull the chair to the left. Place the right hand on the wall. Shoulder blades down, lift the spine. Forehead on the blankets. Turn the abdomen and the chest to the right more and more in every exhalation. Then lift the head, remove the blankets, and other side. Place the blankets one more time. I'm asking to remove because many times when you move and the blankets are there, the blankets are collapsing. So you are adjusting the hips position, the hands on the chair, then the right hand is on the chair, the left hand is on the wall on the left, forehead on the blankets, femurs to the hips, sitting bones down, lift the spine, arms apart, rotate the arms outside back, shoulder blades away from the ears and armpit chest up, forehead on the support, forehead resist against the blankets, arms apart and turn the navel point and chest to the left more and more. Inhale, stay, exhale, turn. Gradually leave the forehead, remove the blankets, take the brick, and then repeat the brick diagonal wise on the bolster to support the lower jaw. Same work. The brick is kind of with the corner against the bolster. It's not horizontal, perpendicular to the bolster. It's just the tip of the corner of the brick against the bolster. And then you are supporting your lower jaw. And adjust or higher, whatever is better for you. Inhale, exhale. Shoulder blades down, outer upper arms back, and turn the abdomen and the chest to the left. Feeling shoulder blades down, lift the spine, feel the jaw supported, elevated. Remove the brick, and now you are placing the blankets again, and forehead on the support. Normal breath, catching the handle with the right hand, and placing the left hand on the wall, arms apart. Abdomen and the chest to the left. In every exhalation, turn abdomen and the chest to the left. Pressing the forehead and shoulder blades down, lift the armpit chest, arms apart, abdomen and the chest to the left, exhaling. Go back to the center, remove the blankets, and now. Standing poses on the wall with a chair that supports the head. First, with a trikonasa. So you're going to have the long part of the sticky mat against the wall. You're going to have the chair with the handle pointing to the center and with the side part close to the wall. To have a little bit more stability of the chair, place the sticky mat on the sitting part of the chair and place two bolsters. The bolsters are not needed if not create weight, so make the chair heavy. Because otherwise, when you place the head on the chair, often the weight of the head is moving the chair. So just you're creating more stability. You could place also sandbags on the top or iron discs. Okay, so after that, you're going to have the blanket to place on the handle to have the real support of the neck. So it's blanket folded as half format Sarvangasana, folded narrow side. And then you're placing the narrow side pointing up, and you're going to place blankets on the handle. And you're placing at least 3. To create some round support to support the back, neck, and head. And if it's not tall enough for you, it's not high enough for you, you're going to place more blankets. Don't forget the sticky mat underneath the soft materials. Okay. After that, you're going to have a brick underneath the front part of the foot. So your trikonasana can be more effective. So sacrum against the wall, spine against the wall, with the feet away from the wall, at least 1 foot. Turn the right leg out, and then you're going to place the right foot, part of the right foot on the top of the brick, so you can resist the heel on the floor and the front foot against the brick. I said the bricks are away from the wall. Only the right hip and the right side of the body are against the wall. Both the feet away from the wall. Then you go to the side, and it is important. Then when you go to the side, you are close enough that your side of the head is supported. If you are too far, it cannot be. So you should feel the shoulder supported, the right one. You should feel the side of the neck supported and the area between the ear, the root of the lower jaw, and the skull supported. And the hand on the lower bar with the palm, with the fingers pointing down. Okay, so first that is just sideways, supporting the lower jaw, lower part, and the lower part of the ear, the part of the skull behind the ear, on the back of the ear. So femurs to the hips, hips to left, shoulder blades away from the ears, right side of the chest to the right armpit, left shoulder away from the ear, right side of the chest to the right armpit. Now, again, you should be so close, or you go still closer, that you are fully supporting the neck curvature, and then turn the head, so the back skull is supported, the side of the head is supported. Your back skull should go in the direction of the bolster, almost, and the chin up, and then move the left arm up against the wall, and arms apart, inhale, exhale. You should have full support of the back neck, otherwise place more blankets. Or go more to the right, or both. And then turn the neck and then to the ceiling, with the right side of the face going up and the left side of the face going down. So with the left side of the head against the wall, inhale, exhale. Now go a little bit away from the wall and again support the side of the lower jaw, back part, the part of the skull on the back of the ear, so that is sideways, inhale, exhale, and the back skull to the wall. And then gradually come up and then change the side. So you need to change the position of the setup. If the chair is too heavy to move, just remove the bolster. You are placing the bolster later on. So be careful that the chair is placed and the sticky mat is still against the wall. Otherwise, place the sticky mat very close to the wall and the chair in contact with the wall, the side part. And the sticky mat and the blanket as well should be in contact with the wall. Place back the bolsters. And the brick. Brick down for the foot, from the front foot, for the front foot. So the sacrum against the wall, the back against the wall. Turn the left leg out, and then you're going to support the front part of the left foot. Go down with the spine and support the area of the back ear, the base of the lower jaw, the part of the skull on the back of the ear. Left hand on the lower bar with the fingers pointing down. the other hand on the hip, and then rotate the hips and chest to the ceiling, normal breath. So as I said, the head is sideways, but the back scale is to the wall. Now, go a little bit closer to the chair, so support the root of the neck. And then turn the neck and to the ceiling. The left side of the head move up, the right side of the head move down, the right side of the head against the wall, right arm up. Femurs to the hips and hips to the right. Left shoulder away from the ear, left side of the chest to the left armpit. Shoulder blades away from the ears, thoracic spine to the neck and to the head. The neck and head turn completely up, and the back neck and skull to the blanket and chair. Inhale, exhale. Back scale to the bolster direction, chin up. Inhale, exhale. In this, you should feel supporting the neck so the throat can extend, but it's still soft. It's not becoming hard. Should feel pleasant extension, but not becoming hard. It's not pushed. You shouldn't feel choking. You should feel pleasant, smooth, supple sensation in the throat, and plus a little extension in the throat to the chin, plus the twist of the neck. Shoulders away from the ears with the shoulders rotate backward to the wall. And one more time, the side of the head on the support. So go a little bit back away from the chair to the right direction. So support that side of the head and the back scale to the wall. Inhale, exhale. Facing forward. And then gradually come up. And now you need to remove the support from this side. You're going to place on the other side. One more time. Again, blankets against the wall. Again, bolsters to support the chair, so the chair become heavier, and at the same time you block the blankets because the bolster press against the blanket, so the blankets cannot move. Now take another chair. Take another chair with a handle pointing to the wall. And if you have other sticky mat, you're going to place on the sitting part of the chair. If the chair is too small, you're going to place extra layers on the sitting part of the chair. If the chair is too big, you place the brick for the front foot. So Utthita Parshvakonasana with the same idea. So you start like Bharadvajasana, turning to the right, and then you're going to move the left leg out. So you're placing the second chair close. I mean, where you are sitting is close to the first one. And then, if it's possible, the bending part of the right knee is on the chair, the side of the thigh against the two handle. And now go to the side and support the side of the head and place the other hand on the right hand on the brick or the right hand on the bar like before. And then extend the leg. The leg can be the left one in line with the front foot or little diagonal in case you feel that is too much. Okay, so left leg little forward or left leg in line with the left foot. The right leg in contact with the two bar of the handle, and then the side of the head, like before, supported. So turn the abdomen and the chest to the left, move the left shoulder away from the ear, and extend the right side of the chest to the right armpit. Support better the head sideways, the right side. Now catch the handle of the chair where you are sitting, and move the left shoulder still more away from the ear and little backward. Normal breath. The right thigh against the bars of the handle. Now go still more to the chair with all the body, and now turn the neck and the head up, slow motion, with the back scale to the bolster and the chin up. Now the sacrum is going to be against the back handle, and the right thigh against the front part of the handle. And now move the elbow close to the face, extend the arm, and point the thumb against the wall, and the outer upper arm forward, but the head to the arm, and the back scale to the chair. Inhale, exhale. Move the arm back, catch the handle or catch place the hand on the hip, and then go a little bit back one more time to the back foot and support the side of the head one more time facing forward. Support the upper part and the back part of the lower jaw and the side back scalp. Normal breath. With the left shoulder away from the ear and the right side of the chest to the right armpit. So notice when you feel the left shoulder away from the ear and the right side of the chest to the right armpit, also the throat become longer and softer. And then come up. And then other side. So change the position of the chair that you are using for that. Don't forget always the blankets in contact with the side wall, the bolsters on the top of the chairs that give weight on the chair and at the same time give stability on the blankets. And now sit like Bharadvajasana, facing the other chair. Okay, and now move the left leg on the top of the chair and the right leg, or diagonal wise to the right, or in line, the 2 feet in line. So you're going to place the left hand down. On the brick or on the lower bar with the fingers pointing down or back. With the right hand, catch the border of the right hip or catch the handle itself. So the side of the head is supported. The area between the back part of the upper jaw and the part close to the ear is supported, and as well the part of the skull, side and back in line with the ear. Right shoulder away from the ear, left side of the chest to the left armpit, femurs to the hips and hips to the back foot. Now turn the neck and head to the ceiling, going a little closer to the chair and the back scale to the bolster and chin up. Now the right arm close to the face, straight, and the thumb against the wall, and the outer upper arm forward and the head to the arm. Shoulder blades away from the ears, thoracic spine to the neck and to the head. Turn the neck and head to the ceiling, back scale to the chair, chin up, but don't be hard. Inhale, exhale. Move the arm back, catch the handle of the chair or place the hand on the hip. Go a little bit more to the back foot and support the side of the head. Normal breath. And then gradually come up. And now, one chair. And you are going to place the single chair to support your hips. And you need also bolster or extra elevation. So it's going to be Virabhadrasana 1. The handle pointing forward, the bolster on the top, or bolster plus blanket or blankets, because you should have the control of the hips position. And if you are too down, you feel difficulties for it. And then you're going to place 2 bricks. Better if the bricks are in cork material or foams material, so they are not sliding on each other. If you have wooden bricks, place a piece of sticky mat between the 2 sticky mat, between the 2 bricks like this. You can also fold the front part so the bricks are not sliding. Okay, and then 1 bell. So you're going to have the right legs inside the chair and on the bricks, and the left foot backward. So in case you don't reach the wall, go more back. So easily you can, at the 90 degrees corner, right leg, the left leg vertical, so the legs are more like Vimanasana, with the feet into different line. So place the hands on the bolster or hands on the handle. Femurs to the hips and rotate the hips and chest to right. Femurs to the hips, second down, pubic bone up and spine up. And then hands on the handle or hands on the bolster, shoulder blades down, lift the armpit chest, and extend the neck and the head up. Normal breath with a belt on the hand. Be like this, normal breath. So again, when you move the femurs to the hips and rotate the hips and the chest to the right, and the sacrum move down, and the pubic bone move up, you can feel the extension of the organs that move from the pelvic floor to the upper throat. And when you exhale and you are keeping the same actions, the organs of the abdomen and throat move backward, release backward. Okay, now, once you feel ready to proceed, you place the belt on the back scale. You tie the belt a little bit, so you should be able to have, when you have the arms diagonal and with the belt on the thumbs, that when you are doing this and resisting with the head against the belt and the thumbs against the other part of the belt, you feel moving the shoulder blades down and the arms diagonally forward. You feel that kind of attraction in the thoracic cervical area. And then when you move the arms up, you can create a traction from the thoracic spines to the cervical area and scalp, creating an arch as well, creating extension in the throat. So if the belt is not tight enough, you feel choking. If the belt is tight, you feel the traction. So be careful that you are feeling the traction and not the choking. Normal breath. Arms up and outer upper arms forward to expand the back chest and front chest like before. And arms up and head against the belt, and the belt is pulled up. Normal breath. And then head straight, remove the belt, and now change sides. place the 2 bricks on the left. And now repeat what you did before. Now the left leg in, the right foot against the wall, legs into different line, the back leg Vimanasana. So femurs to the hips and rotate the hips and chest to left. Femurs to the hips, second down, pubic bone up, spine up. Hands on the handle or hands on the bolster. Shoulder blades down, elevate the armpit chest and thoracic neck head up, inhale, exhale. Now place the belt on the skull and then pull diagonal wise forward and then up. Normal breath. Outer upper arms forward, arms up. Feel the elevation of the thoracic spine, neck, and head area. You should feel freedom and not choking. Inhale, exhale. You should feel lightness in the throat. And then move the arms forward, head straight, then remove the belt, and then come out. Now, you're going to place the chair in the opposite way. And you're going to place 2 bolsters and blankets. You are fulfilling the space between the sitting part of the chair and the handle to do Virabhadrasana 3 with full support. So the blankets always form as like Sarvangasana, you fold longwise. And if you are tall, you need to place more and more blankets. As such, when you are going in Ardha Uttanasana, your groins are supported. If you are small, you are going to step on 1 brick. So you can have the right proportion and position. And the second chair is to support your arms and forehead. So you're going to place in front with a belt, with a sticky mat, with a belt, with a sticky mat, and blanket as well. As much as possible, same height. And for the arms, fine. So go like Ardha Uttanasana, go forward with the spine, place the hands forward and catch the front chair, and then extend the left leg. If it's not possible, you're going to move the chair a little bit more forward. And then again. Forehead supported and the arms support. Normal breath. So similar like you did in Bharadvajasana before, you should resist the forehead against, or the upper part of the forehead against the bar and covered by blanket, and the upper arms, elbows, or elbows, forearms on the bar as well. And rotate the arms outside down to expand the back chest and front chest. The forehead resist. So the throat release and move backward to the back neck. Inhale, exhale. Femurs to the hips, hips back, arms forward, side chest forward, spine forward. Normal breath. So leg down, you're changing only the leg position, leg down, and then the leg up. The distance should be such that easily you can resist with the foot against the wall. In case it's difficult for you, you can have a third chair or the stool where to place the foot. So femurs to the hip, sacrum back, arms forward, spine forward, thoracic neck and head forward. Arms rotate outside down, resisting on the chair, expanding the back chest and front chest. The forehead resists on the handle. Inhale, exhale, in every exhalation, the abdomen to the lower back, the throat, the eyes, the brain to the back neck, back skull. Leg down. Then gradually come up. And now you are keeping one chair and two bolster and few blankets. So it's variation of Janu Shirshasana. So the chair is in front. The blankets are where to sit. Sitting bones. Another blanket folded in the same way for the thigh. Keep the bolster close and keep another blanket close. And so you need two blankets extra and bolster. So in total, 4 blankets and bolster and one brick. Okay, now you're going to actually 2 bricks. Take 2 bricks. So you're going to sit on the blanket. Left leg straight. The right leg supported, the right thigh supported by the blanket. Then you're going to have the brick blade shape between your thigh and foot. Okay, between the thigh and foot. And you're going to place the bolster, other bolster, on the top of that brick that you place between the thigh and foot. And then the blanket folded. For that, you fold in 3. So half format Sarvangasana on the other side, then you fold in 3 as S shape. And then this is for the forehead. So you're going to place the forehead on that and then catch the chair. If you feel difficulties to do like this, you feel tension in the throat, you can take an extra blanket that I said, and you are rolling it like this. So it's format Sarvangasana, you fold once, and then you roll it longwise. And then you are placing between your chest and armpits. So when you're going to catch the chair, your chest is supported by the roll blanket and the armpits upper arm supported by the roll. Okay? If it's too thin, you can place 2 blankets with this format, once on the top of the other, or better, format Sarvangasana, 2 blankets, one on the top of the other. Then you fold narrow side and then you roll longwise. And then you're placing this blanket between the chest and the armpits, and the other blanket refolded, as I said, for the forehead. Normal breath. Now, lift, keep the blanket for the chest, place the brick blade shape against the bolster. Arms down, shoulder blades down, the chin, lower jaw supported, shoulder blades down and thoracic spine to the neck, to the chin, up. Inhale, exhale. Remove the brick, go back to the three-folded blanket and place the forehead again. Normal breath. Press the forehead on the support. The blanket should be high enough, otherwise you feel tension in the throat. Normal breath. Then gradually come up and change the side. Right leg straight. So if you cannot reach the foot against the bar because your leg is long, you can place a belt around the legs of the chair and so place the foot out and have the foot against the belt. So as I said before, be careful that you are sitting on with the sitting bones on the support, then the blanket for the outer thigh, the brick in the space between the right thigh and the left foot, then the bolster on the top, so the brick, then the roll blanket, and then the three-folded blanket for that. Catch the chair, arms apart, the arms on the horizontal bolster, the push down and open, the forehead on the support, armpits, armpit chest on the roll, inhale, exhale. Normal breath, smooth breath. It's important to keep the throat smooth, soft. Now, lift the head, place aside for an instant the blanket, and then place the brick blade shape to support the lower jaw. Arms down, shoulder blades down, thoracic spine to the neck and to the head. Move the brick, place the three-folded blanket again. Catch the chair, inhale, exhale. Forehead on the support. And then gradually come up. Fine. Now, Shavasana. Shavasana with two chairs and belts. So you are going to create a traction in the neck, and plus you are going to have the roll blanket underneath the neck. So you need to have the number of blankets needed to have the legs 90 degrees corner. So thighs perpendicular to the floor and legs parallel to the floor. You're going to place the blanket roll. And the chair with the sticky mat. The chair, just to make the work easier, can be several variations to create a neck traction, but this is the easiest to understand, being also online. So I will do the variation that you can do also if you have the chair with double bar. So you are going to place the chair sideways, and you're going to place the sticky mat on the sitting part of the chair. And now it's very important that you are listening to me. You need to place the belt only around the sitting part of the chair, not around the bar, okay? No around the bars. So you open the belt and you place the belt underneath the chair, don't catch the bar, and then place the belt around the sitting part of the chair sticky mat, you close it with a buckle pointing up. Okay, and the belt should be tight enough. Then when you are pushing the belt down, it's not touching the floor, it's a little bit up. Okay, not too much. Okay, and now the blanket roll. So it's like a fusion between the neck support and the neck traction. So you're going to lying down sideways and place the head inside the chair with the neck on the roll. And then you're going to place the belt for the skull. And then you move a little bit back and you roll the blanket more to feel in the same time support on the neck curvature and traction. So the blanket can be also semicircular shape because as you are going out from the chair, then if you are just keeping the blanket like a stick, then the neck cannot be any more supported. Anyways, what is going to be supported is the neck and the base of the skull. So if you feel thicker blanket, roll more to have better support for that. And then again, the belt should be tight enough. Then you feel little traction and you should go little out. As such, the belt is diagonal and not vertical. And then you're going to place the chair closer. And the legs up. When you have the legs 90 degrees corner, the sacrum and the lower back and the abdomen can release. So you have more chance to release the shoulders, the thoracic spine, the neck, and that as well. You can also move, instead you can move the chair underneath your head more back. So you can also catch the sticky mat, but you should be exactly in the center of the sticky mat. Rotate the arms outside down, shoulder blades away from the ears, and then release the arms 45 degrees to the side. Normal breath. Obviously, the belt should be in such a position that you feel the support of the neck with the roll. You feel the traction, but you don't feel tension in the throat. Because the idea in the end is not just to create extension in the neck, it's to create suppleness, softness in the throat, space in the throat. This is the target. So you should be sensitive as you are adjusting the setup. Okay. Be there as long as you want, or a few minutes more. Obviously, this is just a sequence to create effects that I was explaining, to create softness in the area of the throat. It can be also other sequencing. This is not the only one. Namaste.